Hi everyone, welcome to today's short practice. So today's flow will be a very mindful, very conscious flow, which I'll guide you through, really just aligning with the season change that's about to happen. So here in South Africa, in the Southern Hemisphere, we have spring starting tomorrow, and obviously in the Northern Hemisphere and other countries, they have autumn starting. So we're all going through quite a big shift, especially after everything that's been happening in the world recently. I hear a lot about regrowth, rebirth, rebuilding lives, moving forward. Really just starting from the beginning. It feels a lot like, especially this year, this is now like a new start after things are slowly starting to come out of, this kind of dark time that we've all had. So this is really just a flow for you to enjoy, for everybody to enjoy. We won't need any props, so you can just completely clear your space. Come down into a mat or onto a blanket or towel or whatever you're using. Come into Sukhasana, easy seat pose. So you'll sit on your bottom with your legs crossed. You'll have left leg in front of the right. You'll sit tall through your spine, maybe even just lift up the fleshy parts of the bottom and really ground through the bones, the sit bones. You can take your hands, maybe press down into your hips a little bit just to feel that grounding action. And then start to straighten out through the spine, draw the shoulders back and down. Take your hands, knees and thighs and just rub them up and down. Now close your eyes, keep your chin parallel to the mat. And just start to focus on this kind of physical connection with your body. And then start to focus a little bit more on your breathing. So you could still your hands, place them onto your knees or your thighs. And just start to find a rhythm of breath by breathing in through the nose, exhale through the nose, place the tongue at the top of the mouth, Ujjayi breath, and then finding just this slight constriction. You can almost imagine it's like waves crashing over and over, finding that rhythm of breath. You can just stay like this, carry on with your breath as you get used to your space and get used to this kind of position and this stillness. And I'd like to read out a quote by B.K.S. Iyengar, which I feel really sums up today's practice and also just really sets the intention for today's practice. Action is movement with intelligence. The world is filled with movement, but what the world needs is more conscious movement, more action. Take one more full breath here, breathing in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And then you can start to open up the eyes, or you can just listen to my voice. On the next inhale, you'll take the arms up towards the ceiling. Take it slow as you really stretch the arms out. Press the palms in towards each other, and then lift them up towards the ceiling. Shoulders up to the ears. Maybe just wiggle so that your sit bones are still grounded. And then you can start to bring the hands together, interlace all 10 fingers. Now turn the palms up and just take it really slow, almost like you're moving in slow motion. Press the palms up. Again, just maybe wiggle a little bit here. Just press the sit bones down as you reach up. Such a beautiful stretch. And then bring your hands down in front of you. Press your palms forward to start with. And then you turn the fronts of the hands forward and then round. Find this bowl. Lift your elbows high. Tuck your chin to chest. Suction the belly back almost. And find this opening in the back, in the lower back, and also in the back of the heart, in the back of the neck. And then release, sweep the same interlace behind your spine. So the same interlacing your fingers, squeeze your palms together. Start to draw the shoulders back as you open up the chest and heart. As you maybe open up the throat if it serves your neck, otherwise you'll stay looking forward. And you'll draw your arms back and start to find this beautiful opening in the chest. And then exhale, release, part your hands, slow motion, sweep your arms forward. Press your fingertips into the mat or into the floor in front of you. Walk your hands forward as much as you can. Ground your palms. Now make sure that your sit bones stay grounded. Maybe wiggle into it again. Tuck chin to chest and start to round all the way down. Press your palms into the mat. And feel this beautiful opening in the arms, in the shoulders, in the back, in the lower back, in the hips. And then slowly, slowly roll all the way back to center. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Take your hands out behind you, press your fingertips into the mat, lean back and release your legs. And just straighten them out, maybe point and flex a little bit, just release the knees, get a bit of blood flow going here. And then crisscross your legs the other way. So whatever way you started with, you'll crisscross the opposite leg in front. Again, just lifting up fleshy parts of the bottom, grounding through the sit bones, sitting tall, maybe pressing down into the hips, roll the shoulders back and down. Close the eyes, take a breath here. Find your rhythm of breath. And then when you're ready, open your eyes or just listen to my voice. Sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Press the palms in towards each other. Find this kind of lengthening through the arms, through the torso. Spread into the fingers, maybe wiggle them a little bit, just to become very aware of all these little parts of the body. Interlace the fingers. Now change the interlace to non-habitual grip. Turn the palms up. Give yourself a full body stretch here, a full torso stretch. Imagine your sit bones are grounded or stuck to the ground and reaching up like someone's pulling your arms up. On the exhale, round into this lovely bowl in front. Press your palms forward to start with. Then turn the fronts of the hands forward as you round. Keep the elbows lifted, tuck your chin to chest, and really suction the belly in. Find this rounding in the spine. On the inhale, part the hands, sweep them behind you, same interlace, non-habitual grip. Squeeze the palms together, start to draw the shoulders back. Now keep the neck looking forward if that serves your body. If you want to go a little further, you can open up the neck, lift the chin without throwing the head back. Now lift the arms behind you, squeeze the palms, stretch into the belly. And then release, part the hands, slow motion, sweep your arms all the way out in front. Press your fingertips into the mat first as you walk them forward a little more. Ground through sit bones, tuck chin to chest, and then press your palms into the mat. Spread your fingers, press them down. Inhale, slowly roll all the way back to the center. Roll the shoulders up, back, and now do a lovely loop here with your arms. Press your fingertips in behind you, rock back onto your bottom, release one leg at a time, point and flex, bend the knees, just start to get a little bit of blood flow going in the joints here. And then we'll start to roll ourselves over onto all fours. So you can go any direction, depending on where you want to face. Spread into your fingers, so your hands are going to be your foundation here. So you're spreading into your fingers nice and wide, hands are hip distance apart or shoulder distance apart. Tuck the belly in towards the spine to start with, find a neutral spine. Your hips are directly over your knees, and your knees are about hip distance apart. Alright, so find this kind of neutral spine. Now take a deep breath in. On the exhale, start to round your spine, just like we've done now on the mat. So you're going to tuck the chin into the chest, find this opening in the neck, suction the belly up and press the hands into the mat, round the tailbone down. On the inhale, start to lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze, take it slow. Find this beautiful arch in the back. Open up the chest, maybe press the heart forward slightly, stretch into the belly here. On the exhale, take it slow as you round. Really exaggerating each movement as you go. Breathing in, lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round. One more, take a deep breath in, lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And you can hold it here for a breath. And then start to tuck your toes, and on the exhale we make our way into a downward facing dog. So you're going to take it really slow. Press the bottom back towards the heels to start with. Pad your hands into the mat, so always lift them up. Just make sure you've got this really strong foundation here. Push the bottom back, belly to thighs. Now when you get there, try to keep the alignment of the torso. Bring your head in between your arms, draw the shoulders back, and then slowly start to lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Now you might have bent knees to start with, that's fine. Maybe start to press one foot down at a time and just pedal your legs out here slowly, feeling into the calves, the hamstrings, feeling this rush of energy to the brain as we send fresh blood, oxygen and nutrients to the brain. Take it slow, maybe rock back and forth slightly. Just find your own movement here. Take 3 full rounds of breath with movements. In any way, shape or form. Maybe bending the hips and rolling them from side to side. Find that rhythm of breath and stay with the rhythm of breath. Allow it to guide you through the body. And then when you're finished with your 3 same sit bones we were grounding into the earth earlier are lifting up towards the ceiling. Tuck the belly in towards the spine. Be really active here in the belly, and then press the torso back towards the thighs. Draw the shoulders away from the ears slightly to lengthen the neck. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper or a little bit further, you can activate Mula Bandha, which is your pelvic floor. So just a very slight lift of pelvic floor. And this just deepens the posture. It just brings you into this full alignment here and holds the energy in the body. Take 3 full rounds of Ujjayi breath here. Now lift the kneecaps. So find your legs and strengthen them. Lift, almost like you're hugging muscle to bone here. On the next inhale, you can open your eyes and lift up onto the toes. Now fan or roll yourself forward into plank pose. Slide your feet back if you need to. Now keep your hands spread. Keep your hand distance slightly apart, about hip distance apart. Now firm into the thighs. So we don't want the knees to be lowered. We want to squeeze the knees up to the ceiling. Straighten out the legs. Firm the thighs. Quads are working overtime. Distribute the weight throughout the body. Gaze down towards the mat. Keep the spine relatively straight here. Engage through the core, press the hands into the mat, allow the whole body to work here. On the next exhale, downward facing dog, building heat and energy in the body. Stretching our calves and hamstrings, lift sit bones, tuck belly in, press the torso back, lift the kneecaps. One more time, breathing in, lift up onto the toes, rock forward into plank pose. If your wrists are hurting, it's taking a bit too much strain, you can come down into your forearms as well. And lift the thighs, firm into the thighs. On the next exhale, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift your gaze, bend your knees, push your bottom back, so belly to thighs again, press, maybe pad again into the mat with the hands. And then step your left foot to the outside of the left palm. Step your right foot to the outside of the right palm. Sink low as you come into your Balasana squat. So heels inwards, toes outwards, opening up through the hips. When you're ready, take hands off the mat. Press the palms together, Anjali Mudra, heart center. Use the elbows maybe to open up the knees a little bit here. Keep the chest open, collarbones broad, lengthen through the neck. Your pelvis is pressing forward just slightly. On the next exhale, press your fingertips into the mat. Lift your bottom just very slightly and then start to straighten out the legs. Slow, conscious movements. Bringing heel, toe and feet inwards. Toes can touch, heels can be very slightly apart. And then start to lengthen the upper body over the lower body. Maybe your knees are bent here, that's fine. You'll feel this lovely opening here in the lower back. Maybe your legs are straight. Just work with your body and just listen to what your body needs. Allow this upper body to act like an anchor. And then you'll take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Create this nice little square or box for your head. You'll place your head in between that box. And now use your arms as an anchor as they pull you down a little more. Make sure you're not leaning too far back, you're not leaning too far forward, and you're not rocking from side to side. Try to find a happy medium. Ground through all 4 corners of your feet. On the next inhale, bend the knees slightly, just to micro bend for balance here. You'll start to stretch all the way over to the left. So start to sweep your arms to the left, even though you're holding opposite elbows. Now stretch all the way up. And we'll lift your elbows up to the ceiling and then start to stretch all the way over to the right and come all the way back down. When you get to the bottom, maybe just sway from side to side, just find a little bit of mobility here. And then you'll come up to the other side, so breathing into the right, stretching all the way up. Finding this beautiful full body stretch. Lift the elbows up to the ceiling, and then exhale, come all the way down over to the left. When you get to the bottom, maybe just rock from side to side. Release the arms, and just allow them to flop over the line of your legs. Maybe your knees are still bent here, that's absolutely fine. And just be quite floppy in the upper body. And then start to bend the knees. Find the vertebra of your spine and start to roll all the way up, just using the vertebra. So let your arms feel really heavy. Let your head feel really heavy. And just allow yourself to roll up vertebra by vertebra, creating space in between each vertebra. When you get to the top, you can roll the shoulders back and down. Keep the eyes closed. And then on the inhale, start to roll the shoulders back up to the ears. Allow the arms to be heavy, tuck the chin to chest. Allow the head to be heavy and roll all the way back down. Allowing head and arms to lead. Come back into that deep forward fold. Maybe straightening up the legs a little bit more now. Taking opposite hand to opposite elbow, but this time a more uncomfortable grip. So you'll take the uncomfortable grip, lengthen, find your anchor. And then take a deep breath in, bend the knees slightly, come up over to the right this time, stretch all the way up. Lift elbows up towards the ceiling, and then exhale all the way over to the left. Take it slow, keep it quite controlled, and then maybe just sway from side to side when you get to the bottom. Breathing in, come up to the left, sweep all the way up. Elbows reach up towards the ceiling or the sky, and then exhale, come all the way over to the right. When you get to the bottom, sway from side to side, and then you can release your arms. Find that flexibility in the body. Bend the knees, find your spinal roll all the way up to standing. This time when you get to the top, you can stay standing. Keep your eyes closed. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Loop the arms. Find a whole new perspective here. Keep the eyes closed as you find your balance. So I'd like you to lift all 10 toes off the mat. Maybe just rock forward slightly, maybe rock back slightly, maybe side to side. Try to ground through all 4 corners of both feet, and then when you feel ready, you can start to ground the toes into the mat. Now, inner thigh squeeze inwards slightly. Pretend you have a block in between your thighs and you're squeezing into the block. The belly tucks in very slightly, the chest lifts, just like we did when we were sitting. Draw the shoulders back, arms down by your side, spread into the fingers. Keep the neck long at the back so the chin still parallel to the mat. And then when you're ready, start to open up the eyes. Breathing in, sweep the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Press the palms inwards as if you have a block in between your hands. So you're pressing against a slight force. Relax the shoulders, draw them down. Now lift the left leg off the mat, flex into the left foot, bend the left knee. Now you're going to get the knee sort of in line with the hip here. On the next exhale, bring hands underneath that left thigh, interlace your fingers, and then start to straighten up that left leg. Maybe point and flex a couple of times. Come back to the center, back into your one-legged Tadasana, bend that left knee, flex into the left foot, sweep the arms back up towards the ceiling. Warrior 3, we'll do a variation here, so we'll press the palms together, bring the hands into the heart center. So finding that Anjali Mudra again, lift through the elbows, broaden through the collarbones. Sweep this left leg out behind you, flex into the left foot, and sweep that left heel back and up. So you're flexing and firming into this back glute muscle, back thigh, and then still pressing thumbs into the sternum. Your chest is very slightly open for this variation. You're going to lift the heel a little more. Micro bend right knee for support. On the next exhale, Warrior 1, bend the front knee as we ground the left heel into the earth. Roll the left hip forward, so the sit bone of the hip bones are facing the front part of the mat. You bend the knee, you'll keep your hands into your chest to start with. Lift the elbows up, firm into the back thigh. Keep the back leg really strong here. Tuck the belly in slightly, broaden through the chest. And then sweep the arms all the way up when you feel ready. Palms face each other, same sort of action, pressing inwards into this imaginary block. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, we'll sweep our hands behind our spine. You'll find this interlace with your fingers like we did when we were sitting. Squeeze the palms together, pull the shoulders back, start to open up the chest. Maybe keep the chin tucked into the chest, gazing forward, or maybe open up without throwing the head back. And then start to exhale, take the arms overhead, humble warrior. So we'll sweep the arms over. Keep squeezing palms together, tuck chin to chest, and back towards that left foot. Now firm the left thigh, the left leg is working really hard here. Keep grounding to the outer edge of the left foot. Try not to let the right knee knock in, keep it facing forwards. On the next inhale, lift the back heel, roll the left hip forward into this high crescent lunge variation. Now firm into the back release your hands, sweep your fingertips along the mat, and take them into a high crescent lunge. Arms up, palms face each other, still pressing into that imaginary block. Bring the palms together, hands sweep all the way down through the center line of your body. Take them onto the mat, spread your fingers, find that same foundation as your downward facing dog, and then take the pressure off this right leg as you step it back into plank pose. Take a deep breath in here, firm into your thighs again. On the exhale, you can slowly start to take your knees to the ground. Untuck your toes. Now arch the back slightly, almost like a cow pose. Lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Now with your arms, using a bit of strength here, you're going to place chest and chin on the mat. The elbows squeezing into the midline. So you're going to lower yourself down, open up the chin. Tuck the belly in. On the next inhale, slide into your cobra pose. Press the hands into the mat. Come up just as high as you feel comfortable. Squeeze elbows in towards the midline. Firm your legs together so your bottom is slightly active here as well. Squeezing thighs, pressing all 10 toes into the mat. Pelvis is pressing down. Really open up through the belly here. Elbows squeeze inwards, draw the shoulders back, lengthen through the neck. Not opening the neck, just keeping chin parallel to the mat. On the exhale, roll your belly down, give it a lovely massage. Chin, forehead last. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, press into the mat, and then make your way into child's pose. So your buttocks will come all the way down towards the heels. You'll stretch into the arms, find this beautiful opening in the lower back. Tuck chin to chest. And then inhale, start to slide the hands back, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Lifting the sit bones, drawing the heels down. Tuck the belly in, activate Mula Bandha, slight lift of pelvic floor, and then lift the kneecaps, firm the muscle to bone. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen through the neck. On the next inhale, left leg rising, so you can bring your right foot in between, so it's sort of center line, pointing to the left foot. Take it up towards the ceiling as high as you feel comfortable. Keep that left hip rolling down towards the mat. Point and flex that left foot. On the next exhale, squeeze the left knee into the chest, rock forward into this kind of one-legged plank, and then step your left foot to the front of the mat. Right foot meets the left toes, touching heels slightly apart. Keep the knees bent, squeeze into the thighs. Sweep the fingertips along the mat, coming to Utkatasana chair pose. Arms come up shoulder height, maybe take them a little further back. Gazing ahead of you, sink a little lower, firm into the thighs, tuck the belly in. Really strong here, and then breathe in, arms sweep up, palms meet hands to heart center. Find your Anjali Mudra, thumbs press into the sternum, shoulders drawing back, elbows lifted, squeeze your inner thighs together slightly, strong firm legs. Anjali Mudra, creating balance and harmony in your bodies and your mind. On the next inhale, you can open up the eyes, sweep the arms back up to the ceiling, press the palms inwards, lift right knee, one-legged Tadasana, flex into the right foot. On the exhale, sweep your hands underneath that right thigh, straighten out the right leg, point and flex a couple of times. Come back into one-legged Tadasana, bending the right knee, arms come up all the way to the ceiling. Bring the palms together, bring the hands down to the heart center. Now lift through the elbows again. Thumbs can press into the sternum, broaden through collarbone. Sweep this right leg up behind you. Flex into the right foot. Sweep that heel up towards the ceiling. Firm into the hamstring, firm into the quad. Keep the chest slightly lifted as you gaze forward. Micro bend left knee for support. Variation Warrior 3 or Virabhadrasana 3. Grounding into your Warrior 1, take that back heel down onto the mat. So we'll ground the back heel, roll the right hip forward. So hip bones are facing the front part of the mat, front corners of the mat. Bend the front knee, tuck the belly in, tall through the spine, firm into the back leg, sweep the arms all the way up. On the next exhale, sweep hands behind your spine. Change the interlacing fingers, so it's the non-habitual grip. Squeeze your palms together, pull your shoulders back, start to open up the belly, open up the chest, open up the throat. And then exhale, reach forward, fold forward, take the arms overhead, keep grounding through the back foot. Humble warrior, tuck chin to chest, firm into the back thigh. Start to lift the back heel off the ground, roll the right hip forward, keep firming into that back thigh for a high crescent lunge, and then release the palms. Slow motion, start to sweep the fingertips along the mat. and find this high crescent lunge. Keep rolling right hip forward. Sink a little bit lower. Bring the palms together, bring your hands all the way down to the heart center. And then take the hands down this kind of energetic center, all the way down through the center line of your body. Press the palms into the mat, spread your fingers, find that alignment with your downward dog. Now press into the right leg as you lift the left leg back, step back, plank pose. Take a deep breath in here, firm into your thighs, hold here, just create a little bit of heat here in the body. Distribute the weight throughout your body. On the next exhale, lower your knees, untuck the toes. Now start to arch your back, find that cow pose as you open up the throat, and then start to lower yourself using arms, keeping the elbows quite close into the midline as you place chest and chin onto the mat. Tuck the belly in. On the next inhale, slide into Cobra, Bhujangasana, open up the chest and shoulders. Press pelvis down, open up the heart, and gaze forward. Squeeze your thighs together, press your toes into the mat. On the exhale, massage your belly as you lower the belly, chin, forehead last. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, press your hands into the mat, child's pose. Buttocks to heels, stretch out the arms, press your palms down. Find this beautiful opening and lengthening in the spine. Tuck chin to chest or forehead to the mat. On the next exhale, slide your hands back, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Start to lift, sit bones, draw heels down. Tuck the belly and activate Mula Bandha. Slightly lift the pelvic floor, draw the shoulders back. Stay with your rhythm of breath. On the next inhale, left foot comes towards the center. Take the right leg high, point into the right foot. Take it as high as you feel comfortable. Maybe point and flex that foot. And then start to squeeze that right knee into the chest. Now rock forward, almost like a one-legged plank. Find full alignment here as you ground the right foot, and then take left foot to meet the right toes. Touch, heels slightly apart. Squeeze into the thighs. Find strength and stability in the legs. Sweep the fingertips along the mat. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Press the palms in towards each other. Sink low. Maybe round the tailbone very slightly here, but just see if that works for your body. Tuck the belly in, sink lower. On the next inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Palms meet, hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Thumbs pressing into the sternum, elbows lift, squeeze inner thighs together, creating balance and harmony in your bodies. On the next inhale, open your eyes, sweep the arms up. First interlace, same interlace we started with. Turn the palms up, give yourself a full stretch, firm into your thighs. On the exhale, find this bowl, just like we did before. Press the palms forward. Then turn the fronts of the hands forward, tuck into chest, suction the belly in. Keep squeezing inner thighs together. Keep your legs firm and strong here. Find this opening in the back of the heart. And then breathe in, sweep the same interlace behind your spine. Slowly start to squeeze palms together. Open up the chest, press the hips forward, open up the heart. Maybe you want to keep the chin staying close to the chest to look forward. Maybe you want to open up the throat. On the exhale, slow motion, start to take the arms overhead. You can keep the legs straight here or you can bend them. It's quite nice to bend them here. You actually get quite a nice opening here in the lower back. Otherwise, straightening, you get that beautiful stretch in the legs, and then maybe tuck chin to chest. And then release hands down to the buttocks, let them float all the way down to the mat. Bend the knees, find your spinal roll, creating space and flexibility between each vertebra. Slow rolling all the way up. When you get to the top, just allow the arms to float all the way back. Change the interlace in your fingers when you're ready. Find your alignment. Push the palms up to the ceiling. Turn them and press them up. Squeeze the thighs together. Ground through the feet. Find your bowl as you round forward. Press the palms forward to start with, and then turn the fronts of the hands forward, round, tuck chin to chest. Find an opening in the back of the heart, but keep the legs strong and active. Sweep the same interlace behind your spine, the non-habitual grip. Squeeze your palms together, draw the shoulders back, open up through the hips, the chest, the heart, the throat. And then take it really slow as you start to fold all the way down. Taking the arms overhead, maybe straightening legs, maybe bending them slightly. Tuck into chest. And then start to release the hands, allow them to float all the way back down to the mat. On the next inhale, lift the gaze slightly. Use your fingertips on the mat here for support. Open back up into your squat, so heels inwards, toes outwards. Bend the knees. Press the pelvis forward. Open up through the hips here. Now broaden through collarbones, lengthen through the torso. Take hands together, palms together, Anjali Mudra. Find the center line. On the next exhale, you can press the palms into the mat, on the mat, so exactly the same alignment as your downward dog. Lift your bottom slightly, firm into the thighs here. Lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Wiggle your fingers, and then exhale, roll it all the way back down. Left palm flat, keep your bottom slightly lifted. Sweep the right arm all the way up, and then just wiggle into your fingers. Exhale, roll all the way back down. Come back into your squat and then sweep both hands out behind you. Press your fingertips into the mat just to mask that fall. Bring your bottom down to the mat. Open your legs a little wider here. So you're going to open them up as wide as you feel comfortable. Flex into your feet and then just start to walk your hands forward. Now just come down as far as you feel comfortable. So it's quite nice here to pad the hands, walk forward, and then find this beautiful forward fold. Bow your forehead down towards the mat, even if it's just a slight bow forward. Keep flexing into your feet, firming thighs into the ground. Inhale, slowly come all the way back to the center. You can bend your knees, just take your hands under your thighs, bend the knees and draw them inwards. And we'll find our tabletop. So your feet are hip distance apart. Your hands will come so the fingers are facing forwards. And your heels of your hands are facing behind you. Take them shoulder distance or hip distance apart. And then you'll start to press into feet and hands. And you'll start to lift the bottom, push the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Squeeze into your glute muscles. Keep looking forward if that's enough for your neck. If you feel you can start to open up the throat. Take it easy, don't throw your head back. Squeeze and firm into the legs here. On the exhale, take it slow as you lower all the way down. And then take your hands, place them over the top of your knees and just start to roll yourself down slowly, almost round the spine here as you also vertebra roll. So it's the slow vertebra roll all the way down. Press your palms into the mat, draw the shoulders down, spread your fingers, now draw your heels quite close to the buttocks, maybe open them up a little wider. Now start to press down into the feet and the hands and start to rock your pelvis up, so it's push kind of action down, but it's lifting of the body. So you're lifting the pelvis up, adjust your shoulders if you need to, press feet into the mat, find this beautiful opening here in the hips, this kind of strength and stability in legs and glutes. And then sweep the hands under your spine, first interlace, same as we've been doing, you'll draw the shoulders down a little more, press the pinkies into the mat, squeeze palms together, and lift a little bit higher here. Finding this lovely opening in the back of the neck. And then start to release. Press the palms back down to the mat. And then take it slow, vertebra by vertebra, all the way down onto the mat. Stay with your rhythm of breath. As your tailbone comes onto the mat, we'll do one more. So pressing into feet and hands, roll the pelvis all the way up towards the ceiling, peeling the spine off the mat. And then changing the interlace under your spine, so second interlace, non-habitual grip. Press the pinkies down, or the shoulders down, lift a little higher, squeeze into the legs here, firm into the legs. Make sure the knees don't open up too much, you want to keep them kind of pressing inward slightly. And then slowly start to release the hands, press the palms down, take it slow as you roll the spine all the way back down. When your tailbone comes all the way down to the mat, you'll just start to bend the knees. You'll take your four fingers, wrap them around your big toes and find your happy baby. So slowly drawing knees down, opening up the hips, almost like you're doing your squat here, but upside down. Maybe you want to just straddle here, so that means just straightening out the legs, pressing the knees up to the ceiling, maybe staying here if that's enough, or you can start to draw the feet and toes down towards the mat. And then release, come back into your happy baby, maybe rock from side to side. And then start to release the toes. You can place the feet on the mat, take them wider than the mat, so maybe just slightly off the mat, and then knock your knees inwards. So your knees will knock in towards the center line, and they'll almost hold each other. Now just adjust your spine here. So I've got a slight arch here on my back. I want to lengthen through my spine so that it's actually pressing down into the mat. So I've got this full grounding action, pelvis is like kind of pressing back. And then you can take the arms up towards the ceiling and just flop them over your body, anyone, so left or right, but almost like you're giving yourself this nice tight hug. And then just completely relax your body. Take 5 full Ujjayi breaths here. When you're done with your 5 breaths, you can release your arms, take them up towards the ceiling, and then swap them over. So you'll do opposite arm, maybe just release the knees and then just knock them inwards again. Take 5 full Ujjayi breaths. When you're done with your 5 breaths, you can just slowly start to release the arms. You can take your hands to your thighs, start to release the knees. Just take your feet off the mat, bring them together, the knees, and then just take your hands behind your legs. Maybe just rub behind the knees here, behind the thighs. And then we'll start to rock ourselves up. So you can just slowly start to find this beautiful massage or rock into the spine. And then you can rock yourself all the way up when you feel ready. Making your way back into a seat. Maybe sitting the same way you did to start, or maybe sitting in a different position. Closing the eyes, bringing hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. The light in me honors the light in you, and together we are one.